today's video, we are talking about how to draw faces. Am I an expert? No. That being said, art is something that I do and I like to do. It's fun. This is one of the questions that I get so very often. To answer this question, I'm gonna look for advice elsewhere. So I thought it'd be good to tie this video into this month's Skillshare. Skillshare is an online video platform where you can take online lessons and video courses from lovely people, and these are people who are experts in their field. On Skillshare, there are a variety of courses: drawing, painting, watercolor, animation. There are a lot of different video courses on it, and the lovely thing about Skillshare is it's not a traditional online class. You can take it at your own time, at your own pace. I like that. You can share projects and ideas and ask for help. It's nice to have a visual place to see what the actual professionals are doing, because for me it actually just makes it a bit less daunting. Seeing their workspace and seeing how we might have some similarities and learn how to do stuff that I thought might have been more difficult or out of my reach, but actually it's kind of achievable, which is cool. And today I've used Skillshare to help me organize my thoughts on how I'm going to teach you guys how to draw faces. And the class I took on Skillshare that inspired this video is one by Jazza Brooks. That's a good name. It's such a good name. I love your name so much. And his class is on mastering illustration. And illustration is something that I'm getting more into right now. I've got a website, I've got new merch, podcast coming up, I've got a new Twitch stream coming up, I've got a children's book, production company, and a coloring book. But before I did any of that, I needed to practice drawing, and I needed to learn how to use this glorious tablet. I'm very new to digital art, and I knew for these things I wanted it to be digital. I wanted it to look clean and crisp, and I do have to say, I love drawing on this. It's so much fun. I feel like I waste so much less paper, and it's so much easier to organize everything and do design work. Going back to Jazz's class though, it's very nice to be able to hear from another artist on what they do and what their process is. And I found that his process is actually kind of on par with mine. In his introduction and in his first steps of a process of making an illustration, he suggests warm-up sketching. If you don't do this, I highly recommend. You allow yourself to draw poorly. Often the hardest part of a project is starting it, getting over your expectations for it, and just actually starting it. Because you might have an idea in your head, you might be able to visualize kind of what you want to do, but you don't know how to actually make it yet. And that's where warm-up sketches come in. You draw a bunch of random stuff really quickly. You work with shapes, you work with motion, you try different styles, figure out which one works best, and you surprise yourself. And you combine the best elements of those warm-up sketches into something really cool. After your warm-up, that is when you finally get to make the piece. You might be surprised, because you'll go in drawing one character and end up with another. Little side note, I do have on crazy socks today. Just to go over the basics of drawing a face, if you've seen any drawing tutorial whatsoever, they always start out with the circle and the cross method. And you know what? It is used and it is handy and it does work. But the fun thing about it is different artists have different techniques with it. Mine that I've kind of adapted is that you don't draw the whole face on the circle, you use the circle for the top part of the face, and then I extend the jawline off of it. And sometimes I use the base of the circle as the positioning of where the mouth is going to be. Now we can try out different eye style. There's a few methods to drawing eyes here. You can do simple dots, or even just ovals or circles. Simple, expressive. Anime normally is wide open with lots of shading. Sharp angles, curvy, and small details. But if you want to get a bit more complex, there are a few different methods to drawing eyes. If you do have trouble with perspective, you can use helping lines. Just going off a straightforward eye here, do a line straight up and down, do a diagonal line next to that, draw a circle, and this is all your undercoat stuff. So I'm going to lighten this and we're going to draw on top. For the eye shape, I'm going to do curved line on top, curved line at the base. For the part of the eye facing the nose, I'm going to do more of a sideways V shape. Now for the iris I'm going to make just really big. Then I do a long oval shape for the pupil of the eye. We're going to add a little bit of an eyelid here. Color in the pupil dark, use a lighter tone for the iris, add white shine dots, add some extra shading, and darken the outlines. And then for the eyebrow, those helping lines help you here because they can figure out where your eyebrow is going to be placed. Now you can add some more detail if you'd like to, or you can just keep the eye quite simple. Then we move on to noses. This is the part where I find it funny in anime because the eyes are so detailed and then the nose and the mouth like dot line. It's great. But sometimes it's better to do that because otherwise it's too much going on. To get to the nose though, we need to draw our face shape and eyes. I'm shading the iris first here, then adding the pupil a bit lower this time. It's funny how little details can change the structure so much, like where you place the shine. And now for the nose. With the nose, again, you can just play around with styles. You can make it with the nostrils. If you're not a nostril person, you can just make a circle. You can do a line, you can do a dot, you could do a shadow. There are so many possibilities, you just need to figure out what you like best. Once we've chosen the nose that we like, I'm going with a circle shape, we can start on the mouth. And like the nose, we can have some fun here. A simple smile, wide open grin, a bigger smile, cat-like. Give people fangs, because that's fun. Little ooh, wow shape, big concern, upset squiggle, frown, different side smiles, straight line, tongue. Play around a bit and pick what you like. And now I'm going to try to do a full piece, full character piece. And the coloring is what we've not gotten to yet. I do really like how a piece just kind of comes to life, and then once I'm done with it, I'm going to print it off because I do like doing that. Continuing with this piece, I'm going to add hair texture now. My best advice with hair is don't be perfect and go for weird shapes. Add curves and twist and make it messy. Hair is naturally messy. For the color, I'm going to do a solid shade under the sketch. Erase and clean it up. Make it into a tone gradient. Clean up again. And map out where I want the shade lines to go. Color those in, clean those. Add some white lines for hair texture. Normally I add shading under the eyes, nose, chin, and hair shapes, and hair lining the face. Adding some red and green tones can actually be quite helpful, make it look more skin-like. This is cartoon though. Color in the eyes, and there's that doodle. Now we can also experiment with different styles. For this one, I kept the drawing super simple, but I did try to add a bit more character and emotion. So you have wind blowing the hair, arms up, twisted body. Overall, it's still a simple sketch. It's just to show you that style-wise, you don't have to be complex. Find and try new styles, that's the fun part of this. This last one, I'm gonna do a little whimsical bun shape with the eyes shut. I got this as part of a campaign the other day, and it is a portable printer. I love it because it's very fun and very easy from my phone to be able to print off any digital work that I'm doing. I've found that I really liked that. It makes me like the piece a lot better because when it is digital, it is all in here. So it's nice to print it off and have a physical version of the artwork for me personally, because typically I work traditional. The bun one, I did do a watercolor style in the end. You can also use face techniques for non-human characters. I drew an oddish here as a peach, for example. And I'm happy with my little collection of pics here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you know a little bit more about how to draw a face. Again, this video was sponsored by Skillshare. Thank you so much. I do love Skillshare. It's definitely my go-to place if I feel like I need to learn how to do a specific thing for a specific project, as well as when I'm just really bored, because it's a nice place to feel really productive actually. And I like that productive, positive feeling. It just makes me feel like I'm more involved. There is a link in the description to a free trial of Skillshare should you like to try it out. After the free trial, it's about $10 a month. I wanted to touch my color pencils all day. I don't know why. Now, I do have my golden pin giveaway. Should you like a chance to win a golden pin, please leave a nice comment down below. Yes, but thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you again next time. Bye, spies, spies, spies!